What's up guys, and welcome to my channel Flame with a 4. In this video we are going to be doing stage 8 of build the Ecto-1. So we're going to be doing the Ghostbusters Ecto-1. We're going to be doing stage 8. What we're going to do is we have our parts here, so we're just going to take them out, see what we've got. It looks really fiddly, so I can't wait to do that. So that might take a while. Once we get this out of the packaging, we'll show you what we have and then we'll talk about it. Okay guys, we now have all our pieces out. As you can see here, we've got some tweezers in this issue. There are some really tiny pieces here which are going to be quite frustrating, I guess, to try and get in. I'm hoping we can super glue some of these in place. We also have another dipstick just there, some piping, there's loads of other bits. We do need to go back to check on this. So what we have to do, we have to go back in the magazine and check all of our parts. I'm just going to run through the list and just point to where they are. So we've got 08A, which is the right cylinder head, which is just here. 08B, which is the ignition wire junction, and that is the section here. We have 08C, which is the right cylinder head cover, which is the bit that says the Cadillac on it. And then also you have the fuel pump, which is 08D. That is the little round section, which is just there. And we also have 08E, which is the fuel pump cover. This is so detailed. The DeLorean wasn't this detailed. It didn't have this much stuff. So 08E is going to be this small section here. So just pop that there. And then we have 08F. 08F is the fuel pump bracket. And that is this little weird section here. This is almost like that operation game where you have to pick up the little pieces. And then we have 08G, which is the fuel filter. So 08G is the fuel filter, and that will look a little bit like, not that one. We'll find it. And that one is here, I reckon. Is it that one? It's got it upside down, so you can't really see it. So it's either this one or it's going to be this. I reckon it's this small one here. So it's just here. So we do have it. So it's there. The top of it is this grey section there, which is really hard to pick up. I can't get it. I'm trying to. And that's 08H, and that's the fuel filler cap. 08I is the ignition coils, and they are all these little ignition coils here, which are going to be very fiddly, which you're probably not going to see because it's probably be hidden. And then 08K, which was before that, is this tiny little black section here. Then we have 08M times 9, and 08M is the distributor cap plugs, which are just these little tiny ones here. And then we have 08N, which is a vacuum advanced unit. So that is this little tiny shiny piece here, which has got the square bottom to it. And then we have, by the looks of it, another dipstick, which is 080. And then we have the starter motor, which is 08P. And the starter motor is this big section here. 08Q is the drive pinion. So 08Q is a drive pinion, which is just this section here. And 08R is the starter solenoid. And the starter solenoid looks like this little black section there with the two little pins in it. This is going to be fiddly as hell, guys. 08S is going to be the coil wire. And the coil wire, I'm hoping it's this little piece here. If not, the coil wire could be this blue section here, but I'm not too sure. It might be this one, which it probably is that blue section there. It says that you get tweezers, and then you get AP, BP, FP, BM, and DM screws, which are just laid out here ready to go. Right, so the first thing it's asking us to do is assemble the right cylinder head. So we're doing the right engine block in this issue, so we're going to build the cylinder head up. It's telling us to take this figure, which is labelled R, which is actually labelled R just on the top there. And we will take the piece from the last issue, which will be the exhaust manifold, which will be 07M, and then there is some little slots in here where they just slot into place. They just click in, just like that there. And then we just need to put the 3 screws, and we just get a screwdriver that's not attached by magnets. And then there's 3 screws, there's 1, 2, 3, and they are going to be AP screws. I'm just going to go pop those in, and we won't be long doing that. So there you have it, guys, that is now installed. So I'll just get this screwdriver and show you. So that is the manifold section that's just held on there. Underneath here are the 3 AP screws. So there's one there, there, and there on that section. This is the next section where we kind of dropped it last time when we were trying to do it. So what it asks you to do is it asks you to turn this around. You have to put this small wire section over the top like that, and then at the same time, while that wire section is in place, you need to put the top on, which is the Cadillac part, around the right way, and then that will hold that in place. Let's see if we can do it in one. Is it going to go? Is it not? It's really fiddly to do last time I did it. We can do this, it's fine. There you go. So I'm just going to hold that. So that should look like that. The wire section is just there. It's really hard to see how it goes on, but then there's 4 screws at the top that hold that on. They're BP screws, so I'm just going to go ahead and then pop those in. Once we've done that, we will come back and show you what that looks like. So bear with me while I go do that, guys. So these are BP screws going in the top, holding that together. So there we have it, guys. That is now in place. So that's the top section held on there. I'll just get my pointing screwdriver to show you. So there are BP screws there, and underneath here, and also there. If you can see that there, that's where the screws are held on. And this is what that top section should look like at this stage. We will need to now attach this to this other metal section. This is from the previous issue, so the issue before this one, so that'll be issue 7, and this is 07K, and we will need to take this section. Make sure you get it round the right way, so it wants it to be so that this is curved. This section here needs to be at the top, so that we have the wire section at the top, and then that should just sit into place just like that. And then you will need to put 2 AP screws just in there. I'll put the AP screws in, and then we'll give you a nice detailed look at what it looks like when we're done. So there we have it, guys. Now that is that section complete. So I don't know if you can see here, I'm hoping you can. The 2 screws just go in there, and they are the AP screws, and then it holds it together on that one side of the engine like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just be building the fuel pump and the filter, and then we'll come back to that in a moment. Like I said, we've got so many fiddly parts here. I'm hoping we're going to be alright. We should be fine, but we will find out. So what we need to do is take 08D, which is here. It's probably going to be better for me to build them and then show you afterwards. And then we need to take 08F, and we are going to need to put that onto the side of that thing. It does have a little locating peg on it, so that isn't too bad. And then we need an AP screw. Hopefully we can grab an AP screw and insert that into there. It looks quite, the AP screw looks massive compared to the hole that it's got to go into, but we should be fine. We'll just get it started off with this screwdriver, and then we'll change it to a thicker one. There we go. So that just needs to go into there. Hold that into place. This is so small and so fiddly. I don't even know if you guys are going to see. I'll have to get the tweezers and show you what it looks like, just so you can see that. So that is the section that we are working on here. And that is the screw that's going into that section there. So there you go. And then that's how that's held together. What it's asking us to do next, it's asking us to take, we've got to try and figure this out, OHG, which is this piece, OHH, which is the top of that figure, and we need to just place that into there. It does only go in one way round, which is that way around, which is perfect. And then you will need to, this is where it's going to start getting fiddly, guys. You need to turn it upside down, attach it to this other section. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have to build it and then show you what I mean once it's done, so you can get an understanding of how it goes together, because it's so small and so fiddly. And then that's held in by this really long FP screw here. See if I can get it started off to hold it all into place. Just push that down into there. Let's hope that this screwdriver works. Best thing to do is hold it all together. I don't know, I'm hoping they're not supplying the tweezers and thinking you're going to use the tweezers to hold this together, because it's going to be quite difficult to do. But I'm just going to show you what it should look like at that stage after you've done this. So they're showing you it upside down, and I'm not sure why, but that's how it's supposed to look when that section is done there. It's quite small, very detailed, but there you go, that is there. And then this is what it looks like from the other side. So that'll be the top of it, just there. There you go. So not an easy piece to do, but you know. Okay, so once we have built that, before that it's asked us to attach it to the engine. So we're going to just go and do that now. You can do this first, but I like to get the fiddly bits out of the way. So what they're asking us to do is now they're asking us to attach this to the side of the engine, which they asked us to do in the first place, but I wanted to just get that fiddly bit out of the way. I'm hoping that this will all line up nicely how it's supposed to. So that will go in there. Let's just turn this up. I don't want to break anything off. So this is the sort of stage you'll be at where you got to just be careful. I feel like this is going to go in here okay. I hope so anyway. There you go. That's clicked into place. All lined up nicely. And then once you've pushed that in, I mean, look at the size of it. In my hand, this is so big. So that's all gone into that section there. There are two screw holes, which is in deep down into there and there. So we need to just put two screws in there. The DM screws, you're going to need to figure out which screwdriver is going to fit in there nicely. This one will fit in there fine, so that's okay. And they are, like I said, DM screws. So I'm just going to go pop two of those in, and we'll be back in the second one once we've done that. Alright there guys, so that is the section now all put into there. So they were, the DM screws just went down into that section. And this is what it should look. Look at this, how this is coming along. So nice. I mean, the blue is quite dark, and it does take away a lot of the detail because it's so dark. You've got the sump under there. Everything's looking really good. So I'm liking the way it's coming together. The exhausts and everything look really cool. We're going to start to get onto the fiddly stuff, and I'm hoping you guys will be able to see what's going on. So the next thing that we're going to do in this section is we're going to be getting that piece that we built up. So it's a good job we just built that up now. And that needs to go on top of this section here. So just make sure there's only one way around it can go, because there are little cutouts on it for it to go in that way. So we just need to see that we've done it. So we've done it around the right way. So just copy the picture how it is and then put it on that way round. So that should hopefully click in just like that. And then on here there is going to be a little cap to go on top of there. So you will need to, it isn't saying to put this section on, but this section definitely goes on before you put that in. So I'm just going to put that down into there, because I know that that definitely goes in there to hold that into place. There you go. And then in the middle, it wants us to put a BP screw in, which my trusty screwdriver has managed to pick up all the BP screws. I know you can't see that well what's going on, guys, but I will bring it close for you to see in a moment. Just going to pop that down the centre without it all falling apart, hopefully. That should hold that all into place. So remember, this is only plastic, so be careful how much you do. Let's get this screwdriver pointing with. So that is how that goes on there. So I don't know if you can see, there's a BP screw that just goes in the centre there, and that is how that is meant to look when that's done. It's quite hard to see it because, like I said, it's quite dark. Try and get a good angle for you to see, but that's how that section should be looking. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to turn the page, and we know it's going to get complicated, but we're going to have to do it anyway. So what it's asking is to take figure A. Figure A to me is going to be this section here. So that is 08I, which is that one. And it's asking us to put in the end cap. I don't know why this couldn't have just come as it does. We've got to put this tiny fiddly end cap in place. There you go, that clicks in really nicely actually. And then at the end of that, it's asking us to put in 08J, which is that other tiny piece. I mean, didn't need to use tweezers, to be fair. It's gone in absolutely fine by itself. So that just needs to go into there. You can glue them in if you're worried about them falling off. And then that will just need to go. Let's just bring that over here so you can see this section here is showing that it needs to go. Have we got this round the right way? No, we need to have it round this way when we do it. And this has got a little locating lug, and that will just sit just on top of there like that. But what I'm going to have to do is get a BP screw ready, because that's what it wants, a BP screw to hold it into place. If I can find it. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that into there and screw that down. And that is how that bit is held on there. So can you see that, guys? So there is where the cap went on, and then this side has got the little back piece, just like that on that section. So this next one's going to be quite fiddly, and I'm going to have to fast forward through this because it's going to take a while. But it's asking us to put in the little injectors. We're going to possibly have to use the tweezers to do this because it's going to be really fiddly. And what it's asking us to do is to put them into these holes at the sides there. So we're going to do one and see how hard it is to do one. So it just wants us to pop them into that hole section there. Yeah, it's not easy to do and it's quite tight, but the good thing is it's tight, and that is what you want, because the last thing we want is this falling out. So that will just go into that section there. And you want it so that the long bits are at the top. I'm just going to go do those, guys. So I'm just going to pop those in. I don't know if you can even see them, but that goes in there, and then they're that side, and then they're all in the other side as well. So just going to quickly go do that. Just wow, guys. One absolute machine. This thing is just so superb. I'm going to have to show you what I did because I got carried away and I just started to do the bits that that needed to be done because they were so fiddly. But they were so cool to do. They were so fun. So the first thing that we had to put in was the 08Ls. They go in there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. They push in really well. You do not need super glue to push these in. They go in nicely. The next thing I wanted to do was put the 08N, which is this silver piece here, and that just pushes on. It just pushes on to this distributor cap there, And then you need to put the 08Ms, which are these tiny little pieces here. They just push on. Again, they didn't need super glue. They just push on really nicely. And then you will need to attach a little blue pipe there, which just pushes on with the tweezers nice and easily. Down here, where we did the 08P, we just need to attach that on with a BM screw, which is just down inside there. The little shaft goes through, which is the 08Q, just goes through that section there, held on by an AP screw on the other side here. And then the 08R, which is probably the most fiddliest bit, which is this tiny little cap there, that just goes into a locating lug with the 2 pins facing outwards, and then that's held in by a BP screw from this side. But there you go. So this is what you should have at the end of this issue. So look at that. Isn't that an absolute beast? It's just absolutely amazing. I know I keep saying absolutely, but it's just so good. And it's just the size in my hand. It takes up my whole hand. You can see this is such a big machine. And with the detail, it's so good. I just hope we can see a lot of this. That would be nice if we can. Right, so I'm just going to sit that there while we look through the magazine. So that's it for that one. In stage 9, we're going to be doing the carburetor and the air filter. I can't wait to do that with you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.